good, y'all? Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not egregious? Don't get your fucking pro-black out of here.
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl ZZ. I'm back with another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on my notifications bell, get us join a thumbs up, share this mug, all that. Okay. Today we do have a couple videos to react to. Happy Black History Month, first and foremost. Let me start with that. Okay. So yes, we got some videos that are Black History Month themed. This right here is a brother who is the teacher, and he's teaching his students about Obama. Okay, now I think I might get copyrighted if I play this actually. Okay, yeah, they gonna copyright me if I play that. But but I'm gonna tell y'all what they say. It said the On My Mama, the Victoria Monet song. And so yeah, let me just read it a little bit just because I want y'all to get the full picture. And he's gonna stop it, so I'll play it then. All right, so it's made it out the hood, made it out the White House, show me that I could. He got swag, made it look good. Tell me that I can. I wish you would. Okay, so that's the little song they got for Obama. Let me play the rest of it.
Barack Obama. Let me get the facts.
He was the first U.S. African-American president.
Okay, what number was he?
44!
44, right? When he served?
2009 to 2017.
Nice. Behind every great man is an even greater woman, right?
And that's on Sasha, Malia, and Michelle Obama. Period, honey.
Okay, let me get 2 claps and a oh yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah! Clap it up.
Okay, so number one, I don't have a problem with him using the Victoria Monet song. I think that's kind of cool when they use songs the kids like and incorporating and learning. No problem with that. Okay, teaching about the first Black president, cool. Well, technically second. It was already technically the first president was Black. Just saying. But Black president. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Where my issue comes in that is this conflation of Black and Black American. Okay, now he's teaching them that Obama was the first African-American president. You know what is crazy? Because I think when I was growing up in school, I feel like they was pushing him as the first African-American president. I think that was like, not even just in school. I think like politically, like I think they was really doing on some like Kamala. That was Kamala, the original, like they was really trying to make him out to be an African-American, like a foundational Black American, excuse me. I'm sorry. So yeah. But I don't like that because he's not the first African-American president. He's not the first foundational Black American president. If we want to be technical, he's the first African American president. Okay. But he is literally African. He is Kenyan. Okay. His father is Kenyan. Okay. And his mother is white. So, I mean, whether we want to say first biracial, first non-Black American, first African president, like we have to be careful with our language because our children will grow up again and be confused. Okay. Then they get to my age. I was really confused, to be honest. Always really new. But there are people like me that grow up around my age and they come into these conversations. They're like, wow, we're realizing, wow, wait, he wasn't a Black American. Wait, he wasn't. Oh, wow. So that's why they did this. So this, we're pointing out the tethers, and it's like, that's something we should be able to identify growing up. We should be able to identify that within our peers. We should be able to identify that within our workplaces, before we come into a point of adulthood where we're really interested in politics, interested in, certain social issues and things of that nature. So yeah, little things like that have to be corrected. Even with the whole behind a great man is a greater woman. Okay. Whoa. I mean, I don't know. It's just giving a little feminist. Like, I'm not saying this. I haven't heard that before. It's not the worst thing in the world. Not that I don't believe it. But, I don't know. That's kind of giving feministy vibes. I just don't like it. A greater woman behind. What do you mean by that? What do you mean greater? I don't know. You could have used a different word. I don't know. It's a divine woman. Behind every great man is a wonderful woman. Is a graceful woman. Is a gracious woman. Is a something. But why are we trying to compete with the man to say, yeah, they're greater? they're better. And I don't know. I just don't like the language. Not with children. You know, we was in a room for adults or something like that. Like it wouldn't, you know, we can process. But kids, it's like, yeah, and that's all Sasha, Malia, and whatever the other one name, Michelle. So, girl, okay, we ain't okay. I'm just saying, we for the men being at the forefront. We for the men leading around here. Okay, yeah, no problem. My man being right. Anyways. Keith Lee recently went to the UK. I know Keith Lee does food reviews. If you don't know, you live on a rock, you tripping. Keith Lee does food reviews. FBA brother, and he is currently doing an international tour in the UK. Now that y'all know the UK doesn't, they're not really known for their food over there. Let me just say that they eating beans on toast, so nobody was really too, you know. No, I'm gonna say speak for myself. My expectation wasn't that high when he went over there. I'm like, I never really heard of UK food being bomb outside of like, you know, the black people food that's over there, like the Africans, Jamaicans. But we talking about just regular British food, that ain't it. But since he's been over there, he's been to a couple places, and some people have been giving him like some criticism, some backlash, because of some of the places he's chosen to go. And this brother is making a great point because a lot of people are having a complaint that he's not going to black British spots. And this brother, I think he articulates his point very well. So I'm gonna just let him respond to that within this video.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is no such thing as black British food. There's no such thing as black British culture. There is only African culture or Caribbean culture in Britain. You guys let Keith Lee come to London, eat beans on toast, eat a kebab with garlic mayo on it, have a fry up from a hotel. Then my man went back to America and said British food is disgusting, and you guys are losing your minds like he's not right. I mean, can you really compare cottage pie and sausage and mash, bangers and mash to soul food, American soul food, black American food? You can't, because they have a right to have a thing called black American culture and black American food, whereas there is no such thing as black British food or black British culture. There is only African or Caribbean culture or African or Caribbean cuisine in Britain. And even when we do cook the British foods, we all know we put a little black spin on it. We don't cook it the same way the white people do. So why you guys are choosing that this is the hill you want to die on in the comment section is beyond me. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No such thing as black British culture. You guys cannot compare yourself to the Americans because they have a much deeper history of being black Americans in America. We don't have that. We do not have that. There is no black British culture or black British food. There is only African or Caribbean food in Britain. Stop this delusion.
Okay, man. Thank you. Shout out to our UK brethren. All right. Okay, over there speaking that through the power. Okay, that's the real brotherhood, sisterhood, familyhood. We like to see it. You got to check it out. Okay, we love to see it. I'm glad that he's being honest about the fact that our experiences are different. Okay, a lot of people, and I've heard that point before, that a lot of people love to try to compare our experience here in America to those overseas in the UK. You know, and I can get it to a degree because we are both black people in a space dominated by white people. You know, we are the minority in a country where white people are the majority, you know, so they say, at least for here. So that is one thing that we at least have in common. But the way in which we got to this point were different. They say that we were brought here, you know, which, you know, some of us were, but many of us been here. Okay, so this was we already had claim to this land. We did not come to this land like many of the British UK people, black Brits over there in the UK, whereas they may have left their homeland and went to the UK for whatever reason. We were already here, or we were brought here on a ship involuntarily, you know, so that the connection to the land is different. You know, the connection, our bloodline here, our culture is here. You know, that's why he said black Brits over there don't have a culture. Or, you know, when we're talking about their food, when you talk about black food over there, you're talking about African food. You know, their food is directly from their cultures back home. You know, from here, that's not the same. Our collard greens and yams, we're not getting that from nowhere else. You know, people say that we're all connected and things of that nature. And to a degree, that is true, because you can look all over the world at certain recipes that's hundreds of thousands of miles away from each other, got similar recipes in different spots, and we all just so happen to be melanated, and all just so happen to have been here for thousands of years. It all just so happen to have similar taste in certain things, you know. And you can see that across the board, from hairstyles to ways of dressing to, there's going to be similarities when you look at Aboriginal cultures across the globe, period. But there are many things within different cultures, including foundational Black Americans, that came from us, that didn't come from outside influence. So yes, when Keith Lee travels around the U.S. to do food tours, he can go to Georgia, he can go to Louisiana, he can go to Texas, he can go to the places where Black Americans are heavily populated and get our culture's food. He can get some soul food, he can get some Creole food, he can get something from within our culture that is authentic. And even in the video, he said that, like, even when Black people over there do cook traditionally British foods, they put their own Black spin on it. Of course they do, so of course, why would y'all be mad that he went over there and tried the same food that y'all got to put your own seasonings on? Like, come on, bro, come on. I do wish you would have went to a Black person. I don't know if he did. I didn't see it, but I hope he did go to a Black person over there who does cook, UK food and puts a Black spin on it.
I own my get back. I own my sir. Don't do it. I own my don't man. We got you understand why we're out here? My guys aren't going to Forever 21. I didn't get down here. We can get out of here. Okay. And we might need an escort. We got a vehicle right over there, a Jeep with a dog in it. Hey, come on. Hey, mother. It's not working. Stop. No! Hey, come on, it's not working. It's not working. I got the wrong neighborhood. Guys, it's not working. It's not working. They ain't gonna come in y'all neighborhood and do that. It's not worth it, guys. Hey, it's not worth it. We'll get that. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Get back, bro. It ain't worth it. Back. It ain't worth it. Back, guys, back. Bro, it ain't worth it, man. It is. It's not worth it. You know it is. It ain't worth it for these ignorant ass people. Hey. Guys, y'all gotta get out of here. It's not worth it, Thurman.
That was a Black man too who was telling the other Black man that it ain't worth it. By the way, in case you ain't noticed, I'm just saying that's why he said, it is.
Get that up out of here. Get your bitch ass out of here.
Okay, so this is some footage from Ohio. Okay, apparently some neo-Nazis were protesting in Ohio near a predominantly Black area, and the residents over there, the FBA residents, stood on business. As you can see, let me read a little bit of this article. Local residents confronted and drove off neo-Nazi demonstrators waving large swastika and emblazoned flags along a highway overpass on Friday between Lincoln Heights and Invendale, Ohio, home to a historically Black community that has endured a long history of racism. Ohio is racist as hell. I got family out there in Ohio, Black. Let's see it. We be having some of our family reunions out there. I was out there with my cousins, and we was walking down one of them streets. We was in Cincinnati. We walking around the streets. Literally, just a car rolls by with some white people in it. We was like, what the? Man, they racist as hell out there. I'm just saying. There's a lot of them out there too. Anyways, white nationalist groups in Ohio have recently grown and increasingly brazen and expressing hateful rhetoric and racist ideologies. Last November, Hate Club, a newly formed white supremacist organization, paraded through a Columbus neighborhood, waving a swastika flags and shouting racial slurs. Let me just see. In footage documented by the CNN affiliate WLWT, people can be seen walking up to demonstrators as police officers stood in between them. Moments within confronting them, the neo-Nazis quickly backed up, jumped into the U-Haul box truck, and left the scene. Law enforcement officials at the scene can also be seen ushering the demonstrators into the U-Haul truck and waving them to go. And that's how you know it. I've been seeing a lot of people see this, that a lot of them neo-Nazi demonstrators, you see they got their faces covered up, and they're, I don't know if you can see this, but they're completely covered up from head to toe in all Black. Masks and everything. They got on ski masks and everything. You can't see their faces. Probably because some of them are law enforcement. Yeah, some of them is probably from your local fire department. Some of them is probably, your judges or your lawyers or your prosecutors. Yeah, some of them are connected to them. Yeah, that's why they got escorted. That's why they, in the beginning of that video, you can hear one of the white supremacists say, oh yeah, we might need an escort. And the police is with it because, yeah, you're probably in cohorts with them. Yeah, that's probably your cousin, ain't it? News of the demonstrators' display spread quickly throughout the city as photos and videos were shared all over Facebook. One by dozens of residents, dozens of residents, including Talbert, who showed up from a crowd that did not hesitate to approach the neo-Nazis and pulled one of their flags, which they later set on fire. So they did not. He said, put up on one of them and took their flags and later set that joint on fire, as he should. Standing on Black Business and Black History Month. We love